Welcome to Humanities for the summer. This is the home page. I am your instructor, James Reed. You'll see some details here that really are not appropriate for summer. I will not be in my office typically during the summertime, so the office phone, if you try to call that, will probably not reach me. It'll be forwarded to my cell phone. I have office hours listed as 2 to 3. Technically, I'll be available from 2 to 3 Monday through Thursdays, checking email especially and doing some work on the course during that time. I will not be in my actual office, but you will be able to reach me through email, and there's the email address there. So welcome to the course. I'm looking forward to a good summer. You'll see over here the modules. As you click on those, it'll break down everything for you. Give it a moment as this is calling up. There we go. First thing you need to make sure that you do is the student success agreement. Please make sure you get that taken care of immediately. This is actually not a grade of any sort, but what it does, it counts that you are attending the course. And if you do not complete this agreement, as it says here, you will be considered as not attending and will be dropped. So please make sure this gets taken care of, because next week on June 1st, that's Monday, we do our census, and if you have not signed this agreement, you will be dropped that morning. So please make sure you do that. Again, back to the modules, you'll see the inclusive access. With Cengage, it doesn't always load into VitalSource. You'll see when this calls up the books that are technically available. You'll have 2 because you can decline all those. There's the 1. Okay, it's just showing the 1 this time. You'll notice that, no, there's the second one. It does not have the read now. This one does. That's because of Cengage, and some of the assorted materials won't load into VitalSource. So to access the textbook, what you want to do is go to where it says Textbooks and Material. You will see Cengage Mind Tap. You click on that, and then you click on this. You may be asked at this point to set up a Cengage email address, login. Just use your TVCC login information will be fine. But what the book looks like when it gets called up is this. It's laid out by chapters. And so you'll see there are 20 chapters. And as you go through each of the chapters, there's the 0 chapter, which is simply an introduction. And then you have chapter 1. And as you go in here, there's the reading. This opens up the actual textbook. Give just a moment as it does that. Again, I'm dealing with a slightly older laptop from my house, so it takes a while. There you go. And you'll see the chapter, and they'll have images, they'll have the details, and this is what you'll be reading. And then you can advance to the next part here. So that's the textbook. So you just click on that, where it says Cengage Unlimited, or Cengage Mind Tap. Then you have the Start Here module. This will be the Welcome to, and then this is where the video will go. This is spring right now. I'll have the summer one posted here in just a moment. Then you have other details, the course schedule, where it lays out what you're doing and how you're going to work on it. This is a very brief schedule. You'll see that it shows we only have basically 5 weeks. It says 6, but really we only have 5. So you're going to be going through several chapters per week. As you go through each one of the chapters, 4 to 5 a week, and your test will be over every 5 chapters. So at the end of this first week, you will have covered 5 chapters, and you'll have an exam. End of week 2, you have 5 chapters to cover. End of week 3, you have 5 chapters to cover, and then an essay to work on during week 4 to get that turned in. And then you have 5 chapters to read to finish out the semester. If you click on syllabus, it gives you a course summary showing you all the different assignments, and when they are due, it has one that's not appropriate for us. The roll call doesn't count. And then when you click on the course syllabus itself, this takes you now to our new syllabus system. Give it a moment. The new syllabus system is called Course Dog, which is why it shows that little dog image. And then you simply scroll down and you get to read the details about the course. Some of the major parts that you want to look at will be the objectives of the course, the idea about the participation requirements for the course, the idea about the course policy. AI use is not allowed. When you're writing your essay, please don't use that. I really do not enjoy giving students zeros for using AI. Please recognize that Grammarly, if you have that enabled on your computer, when you write your essay, you have to disable it, because Grammarly is an AI engine. And as you're writing and it's making changes, that will get noted, and yes, you will get a 0 for your essay if you use Grammarly. Again, late work. No late work is allowed. Late is defined as after the established time for each assignment. And that I will not accept as lateness any of the excuses that are listed here. So please, if you're planning a vacation, you need to get on top of all the work immediately. Because if you miss something while you're gone on vacation, you didn't have internet access, then you probably should not have taken this course. Because you have signed up for an internet course, an online course, and you need to make sure that you have internet access throughout the 5 weeks plus that we have for the course. So please keep that in mind. So that's where you find the syllabus. When you go through I'm going to collapse all this. When you go through the modules, after that you'll see that they are laid out. Oh, with the star here, let me point this out. It does show how to submit a paper to Canvas to turn it in, from Canvas to turn it in, and then how to find the feedback. When you submit an assignment, such as the essay, I do read them, I do mark them, and I put comments on them. And this tells you how to find the feedback. So please keep that in mind. You do have a little star here quiz. This is also not a grade. You just make sure you know how to use quizzes within Canvas. Then each of the modules gives you an overview. The PowerPoint from the textbook publishers posted. You have the reading, what you're supposed to read, and then I have additional material for every chapter. It's called supplemental. It gives you additional information that the textbook does not cover, or that the textbook may mention but only briefly. And so I have that set up for every chapter. You will see that for chapter 1, which is unit 1, there is no reading quiz, but when you get to the unit 2, which covers 2 and 3, and those are put together because they both concern Greece. You'll notice it says parts 1 and 2. And so you have, again, the same layout, an overview where I go into details about material being covered, the PowerPoints, the readings, and then you'll see a reading quiz. When you click on the reading quiz, it calls this up. You get to, I have what's called preview. You click the preview, or you'll click on start quiz. You'll have 40 minutes for every quiz. You cannot close the window. It has 20 questions, multiple choice for a reading quiz. What you should do before you start the quiz: open the textbook. So go to your textbook. Let me go here. And open chapter 2. And you can do that by simply opening a new window. If I can click this to do it right. Doesn't want to do it. We'll do it that way. And then you go back to it and you open chapter 3. And have those open when you're taking your reading quiz. And again, I don't mind you using the textbook. I'm not expecting you to memorize the details in it. But please recognize that you have to do that before you start the quiz. Once you start the quiz and you try to go and open the textbook, it doesn't work nearly that well. So please keep that in mind. Again, there's chapter 3 and there's chapter 2. Again, as I said, they're covering basically the same areas. So when you're looking at your reading quizzes, as you go through the modules, I don't mind you opening up the book and using the book, but please keep in mind that you do have a time limit. Again, supplemental materials, they're offered for these two areas. I said 2 and 3 about Greek. Actually, it's not 2 and 3 anymore. That was the previous book, was 2 and 3 about Greeks. The new book instead looks at the era leading through Egypt, and that's what's in that one. So you have details here to look at. And then as you go through each chapter, these are some details to look at. Again, chapters, you'll notice chapter 4 talks about Greece and the Etruscans and the Romans. You have quite a bit covered in that one. And then this one also looks a little bit more at some of the same details. And so it covers quite a bit as we go through. The 20 chapters in the textbook are laid out to try to correspond to some of the details. A couple of chapters are linked together because of what they're covering. And then you have that. Down here would be the major essay. If you'll go back up here, you'll see second major exam over 10, and when you click on that, it'll open it up. When you click on this, you'll see again the readings and the reading quiz. When you look at the different chapters, you'll see that 9 and 10 there's no reading quiz. So again, as you go through each of the modules, they're going to be laid out for you so you can access it. When you click on the reading quiz, it'll open it up again. I went to the wrong chapter. Excuse me on that one. Here's your major essay assignment. You click on it. It tells you about it, and then you click on the module here for the major essay, and it opens that up. And this is a video explaining how to turn in work to turn it in from Canvas. This is from the University of Kentucky. The director of their Library Resource Center explains that. It's only about 5 or 6 minutes. At the end of it, he actually shows also how you can override a previous submission. So if you submit an essay and then you're looking over what you submitted and you realize you made a mistake or you submitted the wrong file, he explains how you can go back in and change that. I have an example of a major essay. It is not over the topic, but it does give you an idea of how to approach a topic and how to look at it. Again, give it a moment as this is calling up. It's processing. That's what I was afraid it was going to do. Haven't opened it up this time, so you can download it and look at it this way, and I'll open it up here in just a moment. Again, it takes just a little while for this to open. And you see I'm working with a slightly older computer here. But this essay has the details of a topic that was assigned. Is not about this year's topic. Oh, there's the one here. You can see it here. You'll see this is about Greco-Roman Judeo-Christianity. It was about religions. Let me go and just close this off. And so you have, again, the idea of how it should look. This is MLA format. Your essay must be in MLA format. You must follow the details exactly and go through it. You must have a works cited page. All the sources, you'll see this is in the MLA format. When you go back to the module, give it a moment. Go back down here to the essay. Yeah, it has an example of works cited page, and then I have a video discussion about the essay topic that will be posted. That's actually the old one. But then here's the major essay, and you'll see some of the requirements. It must be at least 1,000 words long, and it could be longer. Probably for some of the topics, you'll want to go longer. Do not make it shorter. If you turn in something shorter, you will not get credit. You have to follow MLA format. The example essay shows you how your essay must look. Folks, you indent paragraphs. Hit the tab button. Do not block it. Do not leave extra spaces between the paragraphs. Get rid of that extra space. You must double space the essay. That's proper MLA format. If you do not know about MLA format, send me a note and I will send you instructions on how to do so. You are to submit it. Pages does not work well if you're using an Apple product for your computer. Pages does not work well when you try to submit it and turn it in. Same thing can happen with a PDF. You can type it up looking really well in your Google document and save it as a PDF, but when you transfer it into turn it in, sometimes the formatting gets messed up. Please be careful about that one. The use of AI-generated writing will not be allowed. Please recognize, as I said earlier, that Grammarly is an AI engine. And so if you turn in anything that is wholly or partially made up of AI-generated text, that will constitute a form of academic dishonesty, as policy for the school is, and you will not receive credit. So submissions that do not meet MLA format, that have AI content, that do not meet the length requirement, will not be graded. I'll put a 0 on it, and that's it. Here's the actual assignment. It repeats some of the details I've just been going over. And then here are the details that you need to look at. The different topics, you choose one of these topics. You'll research it, and I'll have an essay. I'll have a video about the essay later. So that's where the essay is. And then when you click on an exam, let me go back up here to that. When you click on wherever it says an exam, it will open up and show you the exam module. And there are your exams listed. And you'll see the dates for each of the exams. So you have, we're not going to worry about leaves for you guys. We don't have to do that for the summer. So this is where you find your the course laid out for you. We have 15 units, a total of 20 chapters for you to read. I will be having videos. There are additional videos in different places that add content. For instance, under Chapter 5, you'll see there's a video about China and its histories that you can look at that goes into a little bit more detail than the book does. So this is how the course is laid out. This is what you're asked to do. And again, I'm looking forward to a good semester. I'll get this posted for you guys to be looking at.